Opening the show with a yawn. That's a good sign. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. This is Monkey in the Morning. I am Monk, and I hope you're having a great day. Monk is dying. Oh, bro, you have no idea. So, I had a really good day. I hope you guys did too, but a, a, a good day for me. Not a lot of pains. Slept good. Oh, God, did I sleep good? Finally. And so I had a good day. And then I played Anno 117, Pax Romana, great game, worked well, no issues. And then I decided, I know, let's take a shower. Now, I need to explain to you guys. The only time I feel close to normal is when I'm in water. I don't know why, but something about being in water. I asked my neurologist about this, and the closest she could come to was maybe it's just a complete sensory overload. So my brain is like, fuck it, do whatever. But it's really nice. I love swimming. I love showering, bathing, whatever it is. If I can be in water, I am in water. The problem, though, the problem is when I get out, because all of the pain that my body has been blocking while I was in the water comes crashing back. And that's where we are right now. So, two things. One, I don't know how long the show is going to be. I may close this one earlier. If you're watching after the show's done, you'll know if I was right or not. But two, if I just need a moment or two to myself, please understand. You guys always do, so I appreciate that. Look on the screen there, Miss Phoebe. Isn't she cute? Isn't she just the cutest? All right, so we should talk about what's going on. Officially, the government has been reopened. Donald Trump signed the CR today, and everything's reopened. And so quickly, we have to shift the narrative and talk about other stuff. And that other stuff is the Epstein files. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to this screenshot. Well, let's do this one first. There we go. Trump ramps up pressure on GOP to thwart the Epstein vote. Da, da, da. Remember, in the Democrats telling, the whole reason the government got shut down was so that they couldn't bring in a House member who won a special election, who would have been the final vote needed to have a House vote on releasing the Epstein files, which was nonsense because the House wasn't in session anyway. So even if they did swear her in, no vote would have been taken because the House was in recess. But that was the narrative. And now that the government shutdown is over, they have the votes to release the Epstein files. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, for fuck's sake. Well, to get ahead of all of this and start the ball rolling, the Democrats released some unreleased emails that Epstein had sent out. And then the Republicans are like, hey, we can do that too. And that's what the other article is going to be about. So it's all ramping up to, hey, the Donald's trying to keep the Epstein files from coming out. And I'm just going to be straight with you. I don't think we're going to find anything out. I really don't. I want to know all the dirty little pricks who were sticking their wieners into little girls so that we can string them up by said wieners. I just don't think we're going to actually see that in any meaningful way. Even the stuff, we'll go back to that other article for a second. Epstein claimed he had photos of Dirty Donald with bikini-clad girls in his kitchen. It says in his kitchen. It's in Epstein's kitchen, not Trump's. In emails released by Republicans. Dun, 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 dun. And in the emails, it wasn't to Trump or to any, it was to a reporter. And he said, hey, I got pictures of Trump looking at girls in bikinis. Yeah, that's the extent of it. There is another story he tells that Donald was looking at girls out at the pool, and he was so intrigued by them that he walked into the glass door and left a nose print on it. Sure. Okay. All right. Literally none of it has anything to do with him touching little girls, except for one part. Let's scroll down to here. Not that one. So when he's talking with Ghislaine, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My mic went out. That sucked. Let's get back to where we were. I have no idea where it kicked off on us. Hi guys. Yeah, my mic just decided to die. I have no idea why. I don't know. Andy's gone. Yeah. How far in did we get to this? You know what? I'll just back it up to the Democrats being dirty. So now I got to try to keep my eye on this screen while watching that other screen. You know, I did a 2.5-hour game stream, no issues whatsoever. Anyway, where are we? The Democrats are prior to the Republican release, Democrats on the House committee published their other communications with Epstein and his former Madam Ghislaine, as well as author Michael Wolff discussing Trump. Now, it's not till you get to the end of this article that it tells you Trump was not a part of any of these conversations. What's up, Jack? How you doing, my friend?
Oh, not bad. I walked in right as you said Ghislaine, and my first thought was, "Is what intersection is that at? Like the intersection of Butt Stuff, Butt Stuff Road, and Ghislaine."
If Monk read chat, he would get his answers. I do read chat. How dare you? How dare you? I was reading chat when you wrote that. I had to have been. You guys are just mean.
The lesson there is he was ignoring me.
I'm not.
I had a really funny joke.
Oh, excuse me. No, not ignoring you. I just saw that in chat, and literally, I was reading chat just a second ago, out loud. You can't say I didn't do that. It's on anyway. But Frosted thought you were funny.
Oh, thank you, Frosted.
The Democrats redacted the victim's name, including in a 2011 email Epstein sent Maxwell, which claimed the girl, quote, spent hours at my house with, end quote, Trump.
Okay.
For the record, spending time with an underage girl isn't illegal unless you do it the way that Epstein did.
Yeah, it's what you're doing that matters. Like, are you helping her with her homework, or right. Are you trying to touch her no-nos?
The individual referenced in these emails is the late Virginia Giuffre, right? Is that how you say her name? Who repeatedly said Trump was not involved in any wrongdoing whatsoever and couldn't have been friendlier to her in their limited interactions.
Oh, it's almost like he was just some polite old guy that showed up and not some skeevy pervert that tried to stick his wiener in her.
Yeah, look at how, I mean, the Democrats released this stuff. Like, hey, look, he said he spent a lot of time with the little girl. That little girl who, by the way, killed herself last year.
Allegedly.
That girl was on the record repeatedly saying, no, Trump didn't do anything. But the Democrats didn't put that out when they released this shit. They didn't go, this is something added by the paper here, this is the Daily Mail. This wasn't in the release from the fucking shitbags. In fact, they blacked out her name. So if anybody didn't know the story and they just happened upon it, like, oh my God, Epstein said he was hanging out with this girl. I can't even look up who she is. They're fucking dirty, man.
Yep.
And look, if it comes out that Trump did something with one of these people, I want him strung up by the wiener like everyone else.
Oh, of course.
Can Trump sue them for this? No, because they didn't say anything erroneous. They're not lying directly about him. They're letting people make up their own mind that way.
Yeah, it's an inference. It's not a direct lie.
They have an absolute defense in that, hey, this is what the emails say.
Yeah, it's just a really skeevy way of doing it.
Yep, it is dirty as shit. By the way, I have to point this out because the title of this, that's Luna down there that we saw a second ago.
Yeah.
Epstein claimed he had photos of Dirty Donald with bikini-clad girls in his kitchen in emails released by Republicans.
Dun, dun, dun.
GOP lawmakers have released a trove of new emails from pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, including the financier claiming to have compromising photos of Dirty Donald Trump. Actually, he doesn't say he has compromising photos. He says he has photos of Trump in Epstein's kitchen where there happens to be girls in bikinis. There's no mention of any sexual harassment. There's no, hey, he was looking at their crotch. None of that shit.
Yeah, even girls in bikinis is, I mean, it may sound weird at first, but there's plenty of reasons for people to have a bikini on. You know, like a giant pool, or you're surrounded by water somewhere in, say, Florida,
well,
hypothetically.
In fairness, in this one, it's because there was like a pool party or something happening because there were girls in the pool. So
yeah, so there's a pool party. So also a reason why there might be underage people there is it's a party.
Well, wait for the House Oversight Committee, which includes Trump loyalist and Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna, published 23,000 pages of documents from the estate of the deceased pedophile on Wednesday, after the Democrats released a select batch of emails earlier in the day. So they mention Luna here. She has nothing else to do with this article, just so they could use this picture. If you go over and look at the Daily Mail on Twitter, the picture that comes up is a picture of Donald standing with Epstein, and then this for this headline.
Yeah.
All they wanted to do, Luna's hot, all right? And she looks very nice in this, plus she's holding up her two big guns. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, it is.
But how fucking dirty is it to... There's several other people on the oversight committee that they didn't include pictures for. But they did this just so they could go, hot chick. Luna being as dumb as... Look, she's cute, but she's dumb.
I have no evidence of that in case she's listening.
I'll about her being cute or being dumb.
Dumb.
Well, let me help you with that. She claimed that this is the Daily Mail insinuating she was one of the bikini-clad girls. To which Robert Barnes said, because she asked, can I sue? And Robert Barnes, being the intellectual midget that he is, said, yes, it's well, he doesn't say yes. He says, it's defamation by insinuation. Well, she's not in a bikini here. There's nothing to indicate that they were saying it was her. They just used some clickbait to put a hot chick on the screen.
Yeah, to be fair, she might have been joking. I want to think well of her since she's on the UFO committee, and I want UFO disclosure.
Look, she's cute, and occasionally people give her smart things to say, not very often. But when she's left to her own devices, she's not very intelligent.
I'm
just
kind of
saying.
want to touch her no-nos, so I'm not going to say much
You can
here.
touch the no-nos of dumb women. It's okay.
Well, I mean, my lawyer disagrees, but
you don't have to go JF Garrity on it and make it legally questionable on the intelligence scale.
That's true. Go big or go home, right, Jeff? Real quick. Thank you, Okie Native. My God, this breaking news. Hot girls like to hang out with super rich dudes and wear bikinis. Why didn't we all hear this information beforehand? I totally would have gone for just being rich and not just attractive, intelligent, and having great hair. Yeah, look, you can't go wrong with the trifecta, Okie, but I get what you're saying. This is a stunning revelation to us all, especially the Democrats, but this might be one of those what do they call them? Distractions.
Maniac Man says Massey is a spiteful jackass, is what I'll say. He joined in with the Dems on this farce. Everybody should be joining in on this. Everybody should be. Look, just because the Democrats are doing it, when you try hiding it, it just makes you look guilty, whether you are or not.
Yeah. Well, you leave room for a lot of conspiracy theories too, because everything's under wraps and nobody can get to it to verify one way or another. And you're going to tarnish your legacy doing that.
And notice, none of this is the DOJ files. This is stuff Congress had subpoenaed, and the Democrats, trying to be dickbags, released just a little bit, and so the Republicans dumped a shit ton. Why wasn't any of that done sooner?
Because they're a bunch of stupid assholes.
Yeah.
This is political games. They're supposed to vote on a bunch of other Epstein stuff, I think on Monday, isn't it?
I thought it was Wednesday, but you might be right.
Wednesday, yeah, okay. I know there's a vote coming up that just because of this.
Yeah, I want to say that Johnson said it'll happen Wednesday, but don't quote me on that, because now that you said Monday, maybe it was. I don't remember. I know I saw it, but sometime next week they're going to be voting.
Yeah, I'm about half awake, so.
I just want to point out this picture that's included in this article. It's Epstein's kitchen without anybody in it.
Yeah, much like the other photo, they just really wanted an excuse to use it because that's a nice kitchen.
I hate tile floors like that look like an old diner.
I do too. Houses. It kind of makes me want to barf all over it, but
yeah.
But I mean, from a technical aspect, there's a lot of room to move around. There's an island. There's plenty of room between the stoves and that. Nice professional stoves.
I don't like a kitchen sink and I like an island to just be the island.
Oh, I'm with you on that, but this is a popular style.
My daughter has one, but it's, instead of the sink in the middle, it's got the oven in the middle.
Oh, and I really don't like that.
It just seems so weird to me. I like having everything easily accessible, and then if you need to cut stuff or whatever, you do it over on the island. That's neither here nor there. Welcome to Jack and Monkey's decorating show.
Right? We should do an episode where we just critique celebrities' kitchens.
Yes.
Because that is one thing that drives. I have very particular tastes when it comes to like home decoration and decor. Sure. And I've discovered I really hate open air plans where there's no walls separating the rooms. I really don't want to look at other people across the room.
It depends.
What's supposed to be another area.
It depends on what area you're talking about being open.
There was one that was the kitchen, dining room, living room, and some other room, all in one big room. It was like an auditorium. Like, I swear you could have put basketball hoops at either end and emptied everything out. I thought it was just hideous looking. It looked lazy. My ideal house is a giant warehouse with all my shit in it. However, I want to set it up. There might be like roomed off, like a bedroom over there and stuff, but just I like everything just out. I really do. I like open floor plans, but a lot of them are not done well. Yes.
So yeah, I know I have very weird like I would like to be able to park my car to where I can see it when I'm watching TV.
You want like a loft,
I I
apartment.
want a warehouse.
Yeah.
Like you see the warehouses that they're always doing drug deals in movies. I want that for my house. Because they just pulled a car right in.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
You live in Michigan though, that won't work.
No, it won't. It won't work in most places.
No, your heating bill will be astronomical.
Yeah, that's the big problem with open plans. Anyway, here's the other story. Trump ramps up pressure on GOP to thwart Epstein vote. Reportedly, according to the New York Times, the president called Lauren Boebert into the Situation Room to try to make her vote against releasing the Epstein files. Look, Trump, if you did nothing wrong, just rip the Band-Aid off. Just fucking rip the Band-Aid off.
There must be something in those files that is politically important, whether they're blackmailing somebody or it's got some kind of like it'll make an intelligence agency look bad. Because there's no reason. Trump has been repeatedly cleared of any wrongdoing. So what is the holdup here?
I don't understand why fight it at this point.
I don't know. I'm guessing there's some sort of like Epstein was working for the government or something that's going to come out.
It's just really weird. You guys should create a perfect house in The Sims. In The Sims, you don't want a big house like that. It's too open and your people whine. Anyway, it's all of the intelligence agencies. That would be my guess too.
Yeah.
Is that I mean, we already know how fucking gross the FBI has been, that they've been caught doing.
Yeah.
CIA as well. Didn't we get a story of them out of Europe?
Yep.
So look, if it comes out that the FBI and CIA and NSA and all these people are basically run by pedophiles, I'm not going to be shocked, honestly.
No. And the FBI is known for having like the world's largest collection of kiddie porn anyway. So that wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some human trafficking and running this as an op. It would explain why Epstein was given such a light sentence the first time he got arrested.
Yeah. That case was gross. His punishment for that one was fucking gross.
Yep. It would explain it.
It would almost be less offensive if he just got parole.
Yeah, true.
Because for those of you who don't know, he got a very short prison sentence, and he was only required to be in prison some of the time. He was allowed out for like 12 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Yep.
And they're like, no, see, we put him in prison. Like, what?
Right.
Fucking retard. You should have just went with parole.
Yeah.
If you're going to do nothing, do nothing.
Yeah. Like, oh, you have you're on probation with an ankle monitor or some stupid shit like that. Would have been probably more effective at that point. But unless he's working for an intelligence agency, whether it's one of ours or somebody else's, that would be the only reason that I could come up with that they are trying so desperately to keep this out of the public's hands.
The top officials met in the White House Situation Room on Wednesday with Representative Boebert, a Colorado Republican who is backing the effort to force the House to vote on whether to demand the release of the files. She was summoned to sit down with top Justice Department and FBI officials, according to two people familiar with the matter. One of the people said the session included Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel. Both people spoke on the condition of anonymity because they weren't authorized to comment. Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, confirmed that the meeting had taken place, calling an example of transparency in how administration officials are willing to sit down with members of Congress and address their concerns. Okay. For argument's sake, let's give them the benefit of the doubt just for a second, Jack. We're
Yeah,
not going to
you have
keep
to.
giving him that benefit. We're just going to, just for a second.
Oh, okay.
Let's say Pam Bondi and Cash Patel were like, Lauren seems upset, like we did so. Let's call her in here and have a discussion about this so she understands the reality. Okay, fine. What about the rest of us? Boebert isn't even smart enough to come up with the idea of releasing the files. Let's be honest, the woman's a bimbo who gets finger banged at movie theaters, which I have no problem with. But she's an idiot. Why is the FBI going out there and be like, we'll make you feel better about it, Lauren, so that we can keep it secret from the public?
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's no good reason for any of this to be.
Well, this is why I say we're not extending them the benefit of the doubt for very long, because that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Like none.
Yeah, real quick. Thank you, Okie Native. If you don't start a DIY home decor channel, here's what you can have for free. Go around to diners and similar establishments and rate their blue plate and senior or early bird specials. Get you tapped into the food review and old people market. That's a really good idea.
I've thought about doing that because I'm getting to the age where when we go somewhere, I like to see the local fare rather than the chain restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
We have a really good one in our town. My problem is I don't go places often enough to run a channel like that. I've thought about it before. Actually, I thought about it from watching P Dog. But there's every little town, well, maybe not every, most little towns have a restaurant that was opened by a local, and usually they have the best food.
That is true.
Anyway, where were we? Miss Boebert is one of 3 Republican women in the House who have signed on to the petition aimed at forcing a vote on a bill demanding the justice. By the way, they don't have to force this vote. Johnson's already said they're going to do it. But I don't understand fighting it. Look, the only way it makes sense for Trump to be on this train, there's I'll give him 2 possibilities. One, there's something in there he did that he doesn't want us to know about. And I don't think that's it. I think by now that shit would have come out. The other one is to protect our government as a whole, because there's going to be a whole bunch of shitty people in our government who are about to get fired and filleted in the media.
Yeah.
Trump is too media savvy for it to just be him like, well, the Democrats want it, so I don't. Especially when you pick somebody like Kash Patel to head the DOJ, when he was one of the leading voices publicly, loud voices of release this stuff before you made him FBI director.
Yeah, him and Bongino both. And now they're like, oh, there's nothing to see here.
He totally killed himself.
Guys. Yeah, I don't trust them now. They've shot their credibility.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, we've talked about this before. There might not be anything in those files worth seeing.
Yeah, but then why hold all this stuff back?
Right.
Why go to all the trouble of doing the thing where you hand out the binders and then suddenly, nope, that was it. That was all there is. Some shit you already saw.
Don't forget, before they came to that, there was, the New York office is holding this stuff from us.
Yeah, and they sent trucks up there to pick stuff up. And there's video of them loading stuff into a moving truck.
Yep.
So what was in those, and why is this suddenly an issue now? They made such a huge deal that they're going to release it, and then suddenly everything stopped. Why?
Dem judges were also blocking a release. Well, when it comes to the judges, this is part where we're not going to get the information, guys. The judges blocking things are blocking of grand jury testimony, and that's not going to be released.
I think it probably should be, but nobody
Probably,
listens to me. So,
but it won't. Grand jury testimony is not released.
yeah, it's pretty
That's
rare.
not. Yeah, it's not just for this case. I mean, that's just the way things are done. Why? I don't fucking know. It seems to me that should be just as public as everything else.
You'd think so, but a lot of the stuff that happens in the judiciary seems a little shady to me. Like there's a lot of room for the cover up of malfeasance by
Yeah.
prosecutors and judges, and it's all about covering their asses and not about what's best for the people.
I do want to know how Congress is going to uphold this. Like, how do you force the release of this? You know what I mean? I mean, the most that they can do, okay, we voted that this stuff has to be released. And justice can go, well, we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
And for the record, if something is released, nothing should be redacted, period. We're talking about the sexual abuse
agree.
of children.
But you know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I do. If we get anything, it'll look like the Oswald files back in the 70s.
Yeah, they are turning this into a conspiracy. This will be this generation's 9/11 and JFK assassination. It's good. The cover up is worse than the crime, just like Watergate. They are going out of their way to create a conspiracy theory that will haunt this administration for a generation to come at least. And it's really stupid. I don't know what they're trying to protect or why, but it's probably not going to be worth it to damage the Republican Party this much and Trump's legacy.
I think Trump's, unless something comes out in the files about him, I think his legacy is fine, especially with his supporters. It just makes no sense to give Democrats this kind of ammunition. And if you're gonna just get it out now, get it done now. Don't do it going into the election year.
I know, but I don't think they're gonna listen.
Yeah. Well, we got more information today than we've gotten in a long time of new information with the email dumps. They don't really show anything so far as I've seen.
No, but it's the principle of it.
The fact that they've all been those Democrats, those shitty fucking Democrats who released that nonsense, they've been sitting on this for how long?
Oh, ages.
If memory serves, it says in the article. You know what? Maybe let me check. It tells us when they subpoenaed this. I just don't remember right offhand. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm reading quickly. It's in this article somewhere. If you guys want to read it, I'll toss it in the chat for you. But I want to say it was back in June or July, something like that. So they've made a big deal about release the Epstein files. While they sat on this stuff that they thought was so important, they had to release it the day the government reopens and Trump gets his signing. I'm kind of feeling like I do when I have to cover things like we did yesterday or last time we did a show with Hassan and Destiny being like, everybody knows he banged a 15-year-old. Why do all these people just hold horrible shit back? And I'm not saying what the Democrats released today was horrible, but they tried to paint it that way.
Yeah.
Why are you sitting on it until just the right time?
Because they're a bunch of dirty fuckers.
Yep. They had every chance when Biden was president to release all of the Epstein files. How many did they release?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, none. Not a damn one.
Oh, yeah.
But they see Republicans going, hey, you said you were going to release it. And they're like, "Ooh, we can demand it now too. Look how smart we are."
Yeah, that's not a word I would have used.
And their dumbass supporters are all like, "Yeah, see, they're for the release." Not one of them demanded that Biden do it. Not one. Get fucked with your nonsense.
Yeah, you don't get to claim the moral high ground here.
I wanted to share this. This is somebody said that Zoran Mandami had no real plan for the transit system, which the transit system is a big issue there in New York. And somebody shared this going, "No, he has a plan." Okay. Addressing safety in our transit system, a critical place for intervention. The DCS will transform our approach to mental illness and homelessness in our transit system by creating dedicated outreach workers in our subway stations. So see, this is a plan not to make transit better itself, Jack, but to get rid of all the vagrancy and violence that the homeless are bringing down upon the subway system. And they're going to do it with dedicated outreach workers. The mission of these outreach teams will be to give people options that are better and safer than sleeping in the transit system and connecting to long-term stability, as well as to intervene in escalating situations.
Yeah, right.
I asked on Twitter, you ever get the idea that these politicians, their only interactions with the homeless are what was the movie Down and Out in Beverly Hills?
Yeah, that was a great reference, by the way.
Thank you. I really do get the idea that they don't spend any time even doing a mild bit of research on the homeless.
Why would they want to do that?
In their minds, all we have to do is let them know that there's a better place to sleep than a heating grate in the subway.
They do know that there are tunnels like that the homeless live in under New York City, right? Like several layers of tunnels, unused side tunnels that go to old platforms that are disused or forgotten. There's literally books on this and documentary films. It's not just like a handful of people hanging out on the subway platforms. There are people that live down there.
This is asinine. I don't have a better word for it. It's not that the homeless don't understand that housing and jobs are things. They know.
Do they know what computers are?
Well, I don't know. Are they black?
There's probably a fair amount of them that are black. New York's a pretty big city.
Thank you, Darth Mondo. There could be a very smart move on Trump to be doing this. He is waiting for the Dems to say what he's afraid of and what will they do to him when he shows up. So then he will release, and well, the Dems on the list will pay those prices they set for him. I don't think you're going to see many members of Congress on any list here. Frankly, congressmen are a dime a dozen, and nobody's paying that much for one. I think you're going to end up seeing much bigger fish, like executive level people. If anything comes out of this and they're hiding it for any real reason, it's because it's got nation changing problems.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there's some big wigs from other countries involved, Prince Andrew. But I don't think too many of our people are going to be involved. Probably one or two, but
In what you're saying, I think the best that you might hope for in that kind of regard is that they're making a big deal out of it, and Trump saying, no, don't release it. And then they release it and there's nothing there. And he goes, this is why I told you not to waste time.
yeah.
That's the only thing I can see like that. Frosted, thank you. Too many homeless. Snap people need food. Just saying. Fair.
Yeah, right.
No, but anytime they come up with their wonderful plans to take care of the homeless, they never address the two biggest factors in homelessness: drug abuse and insanity.
Yeah.
And unless you want to bring back the asylums, which we should, and actually crack down on drugs, you're not going to fix it. They've done these things so many times where they set up little communities for the homeless and give them free little houses, and the homeless move back out onto the street. They don't get kicked out. They're just like, I don't feel comfortable here.
Yeah. They just wander off.
Yeah.
They'll stay there for a little bit, and that's it. They'll just wander off after that because they want to go back to being able to do drugs and be crazy or whatever and self-medicate. A lot of the drug addicts are self-medicating too, so you get a pretty wide crossover between the drugs and the crazy. It's pretty disturbing.
Instead, they treat it all like it's In Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. They're like, he's actually a genius, but he fell on hard times, and all he needs is a job, and then he'll be a CEO somewhere.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, the guy over there eating his own shit, he's just one job away from turning it all around. It's such a juvenile way of looking at it, such a romanticized way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's a very baby brain mentality.
Like, no, they're actually just as smart and capable as everyone else. There are people who are homeless right now who just fell on some hard times, and they are just looking to get back into normal society. And
yeah,
both of them will eventually get there.
Yeah, they usually don't stay homeless very long.
No.
Because they go get the services, they get the help, and they work hard to get out of that. Yeah. So it's a bit of a misleading storyline they like to push.
But look at how, I mean, even how Hollywood treats them. Maybe the Fisher King had a decent take on what the homeless are really like, because he was mentally insane. I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
Most Hollywood, it's like, oh, they're homeless because he fell on hard times or she got divorced, and then they meet some white savior who takes them in for a little bit, and then look at the big happy family. When in reality, if you tried that shit, you can get stabbed in your sleep.
Yeah, robbed, stabbed, and left there rotting.
Yeah. It's not, and again, not all, hashtag not all. There are a couple who can be saved, but those are the ones who are already looking for the resources.
Yeah.
Most of these people are beyond help. They need institutionalized. That's all there really is to it.
Yeah, and it's a national tragedy that we treat them the way we do.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are very, very sick and need professional round-the-clock care.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying my best here. I don't have a lot more that I want to speak on. I do want to bring up this guy. This is Chris Welsh. He's in the Illinois House, and we can't listen to it because the volume is so ridiculously low. But basically, he's mad, Jack, because we call them illegal aliens. And damn it, nobody's illegal.
Oh, fuck off.
Yep, they're still pushing that same stupid nonsense. And look, we know how to fix this. We really do. He's in the Illinois House. Fill his district with illegals and see how he feels about it.
See how the people there deal with it.
Yeah. We know how to stop this nonsense. We saw it with New York. I mean, New York didn't even get the influx that Texas gets. And look how Adams changed his tune.
Oh, yeah. It didn't take much at all to cripple New York's social services.
And that's one of the most well-funded social service networks in the country.
Yeah.
Do it in some shithole small town in Illinois and see what happens. Which does remind me, Jack, I saw somebody ask, what's with all the moves of people, not Mexicans, but Islam? Why are you trying to get all these Islam refugees in the country? And it made me laugh because it's so blatantly obvious. It y'all realize we're being colonized, right? You get that, right? And I'm not talking about the Mexicans ain't trying to colonize us. They just want our money.
Yeah.
The Muslims are. And they're getting into positions of power, Jack. They are, I mean, they're going to be running New York City here in a couple of months. Well, less than a couple of months. A month and 17 days.
Yeah, well, look at Dearborn, where like the police chief and the mayor are all Muslims, and they're doing the call to prayer.
Yep.
Every day. So 5 a.m. you're going to hear the call to prayer, whether you want to or not, and police aren't going to respond to your complaints. They're going to tell you you're a bigot.
Yep. But yeah, it's a colonization. It's what they're trying, and we're letting them. My governor has a plan to bring more in, and what were they called again? I forget the name of it. It's a special term for refugees. And God, I wish I could remember the term. I'd have to go way through my stuff to find it. But
yeah, it's got special in the title.
It basically means that we're fast tracking them. And I love it because if you read what it is fast tracking refugees over here because of desperate need or benefit to U.S. society. I'm not sure what benefit refugees have to U.S. society.
Oh, I can tell you. They bring stabbings and child rape.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, that's what I learned from the UK.
Just think about that ideology to write that these are refugees, right? These aren't your normal just immigrants. These are people who are leaving a bad situation. But there's something good for our society, and we wait until they're refugees to be like, yeah, get them over here. Like, if they were going to help our society, wouldn't we be like, we need to get people from that country instead of waiting until, warlords rise up? It seems a very specific time to be like, oh, those people could help us.
Yeah, well, it depends. Are you trying to actually make the country better, or are you trying to replace all the stupid freedom-loving weirdos?
Well, in either case, if your justification is that it's good for society, why would you wait until their society was collapsing to be like, yeah, bring them in?
Fire sale.
Maybe
you get them cheaper. You don't have to pay as much. Like, oh, you're a refugee. Oh, come on over.
We have to pay more that way.
Ah, it's just money. We're printing it, but we don't have to pay them the money.
It's asinine. But that's what government does, man. You don't want to offend them and be like, we're just helping them.
Yeah, it's a form of cultural suicide. So these are people that are pushing this crap hate America.
Yeah, absolutely.
They think America's an evil place that has original sin of slavery, and they want to replace it with something else. And Islam hits all the oppression angles. So they try to find some Muslim country where there's war and then gather up all the refugees and bring them over here, almost like they were slaves on the ship.
On your screen now is Emma Rue. She was the one who was sexually assaulted at TwitchCon. And we're not going to watch the video, but in this video, she's telling us about what she talked with Twitch about. And she says that Twitch has promised to give $100,000 donation to a sexual abuse prevention group. She says that there were other concessions they made, but she doesn't go into them, at least not in this clip, and I haven't seen any others. But this is just another one of those times where I want to pull something up and go, I told you so. She's not suing them. And the reason she's not going to sue them, guys, is up there in the upper left of your screen. See what that says? 6,741 out of 7,000. That's how many subscribers she has. 6,741 out of this goal of getting another 7,000. And for each of those 6,741, she makes minimum $2.50.
Yeah. Every
You
month,
think
right?
monthly, yes. You think she's turning down $12K a month for a suit that's going to take several years and will kick her out of this arena?
Yeah. Not to mention donations, merchandise, all the other sponsorships. I'm sure some of it's going to that giant, creepy mountain of stuffed animals in the back that could hide ET in several bodies.
Yeah, she. I like her cat thing there. Phoebe would like. Actually, that looks very much like Phoebe's. Phoebe's top perch there isn't as high up as that one, though. Phoebe has 3 cat houses.
Oh, geez.
What? Have you seen her? Look at her. She deserves all the cat houses. Look at her.
Yeah, I got one of them here, and she's kind of chubby. Made the cat fat.
I see Kirby. Yeah, there's a ton of Kirby in her for some reason. I don't know.
Chick's weird.
Oh, I wanted to watch this one just because I need help. I need to understand what's going on here, and I thought maybe our audience could help us.
Oh, dear God.
This is James. Letitia. God damn you, AP.
Nope, Letitia was accurate.
Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York.
Hello. It's Letitia James, the Attorney General of the great state of New York.
Yeah, it says it right there at the bottom.
My office has been in court fighting to preserve SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps. We have been winning in court, but the federal government is dead set on trying to take away your benefits.
The benefits come from the federal government, you retard.
Yeah, it's the money of the whole country, not just your freeloading state.
Yeah, it gets shipped out to the states to dole out, but it comes from the feds. What she's talking about in winning, by the way, this is right before the announcement of the government shutdown coming to an end that she decided to put this out. What she's talking about winning in court is them going to court and saying they have to pay the money. And 2 retarded judges going, yep, they do. Which
they were judges out of New York, weren't they?
One of them was New York. I want to say the other was California. Might have been Colorado.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But even Ketanji Brown Jackson came out and went, no. It got labeled as the Supreme Court sided with Trump, but it wasn't. It was Ketanji because it's her area of the country. And she was like, no, Trump can keep doing what he's doing until this goes further in the courts. Anyway, so that she's been to court to fight.
So here's what you need to know. If you have benefits on your cards, you can use them. If you are denied at a store that accepts EBT, you should tell them, I have a balance on my EBT card and I am able to use it.
This is where I start to get confused because I hadn't heard of anybody not being able to use the balance on their EBT card.
Yeah, it's just like using a regular debit card. You just swipe it and it goes through.
Yeah.
It's not like if it gets denied, you can just say that they're going to be like, oh, well, have some free shit.
I'm so curious where this supposedly happened.
This didn't happen anywhere. This is a bunch of nonsense.
Has anybody heard a story about a retailer going, we're not going to accept EBT right now? I'm willing to learn.
If they still refuse your card, file a complaint with my office at the link in my bio.
I would be willing to bet that somebody tried to use their EBT card at a place that doesn't take EBT
That could be it.
or SNAP, whatever New York calls it, and they get all pissed off because they couldn't use it. Just like somebody tried to sign up for a gym membership with their SNAP benefits. That's
And I
not how
promise
that
you
works.
this. I'm fighting the federal government every single day on this issue until they back off.
You go, girl. I'm fighting them until they back up. The federal government didn't tell anybody not to take food stamps.
Yeah, quite the opposite. In fact, they've been encouraging people to take them for several years. Isn't this lady also fighting the government in a different way?
Yes, she is.
Courtroom?
She is fighting them on the same charges she tried to get Trump on.
Oopsie poopsie.
My local grocery store wasn't accepting EBT earlier this year, but that was because of some computer error that took a couple weeks to fix. But see, that wasn't them not accepting it. It was it not going through the system. She's making it sound like you walk in and they're asking, hey, do you got EBT? Because if not, we're not going to, you pull out your EBT card and they're like, stop, no swiping. Swiper, no swipe. Why do I know that reference? Look, my kids were young once and I have grandkids. I know Dora. Damn it.
Sure you do.
I love Ralphie May talking about Dora the Explorer. It's one of my favorite bits he ever did. Poor fat bastard died.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was funny. It's really too bad he died so young.
Yeah.
This is another one of these times where you have a politician coming out and I'm going to stand up to Trump over shit that's not even happening.
No, it's an easy win then, isn't it?
Apparently it is, but they don't think so.
Look at Trump.
They think it's their win. She thought that was a smart thing to make a video about. I don't know why. Because again, it doesn't even make sense in context. Because the only way you were being denied using your food stamp card is if you didn't have a balance on it.
Yeah.
And then you're not denied because it's EBT. You're denied because you don't have a balance. So if you get denied, you look at him and you say, I have a balance. Well, that only holds up if you do. And there's not.
I just came up with a new theory. Somebody didn't have enough money on their SNAP, but they had some, and they expected to let it go through anyway.
You can pay partially on your SNAP card and the rest in cash.
Oh, yeah, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to pay out of pocket. They had to go get jobs.
None of these retailers are turning down government money.
No, that's insane.
There's not a Walmart in the country that will, hey, look, government shut down right now. We're not going to take food stamps from people who have them. Do you know how much Walmart makes off food stamps?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Anyway, oh God, do I want to watch this? I don't know if we're gonna watch it. This is Hasan Piker talking about when he got stopped in Tiananmen Square the other day.
Yeah.
And it's okay, you guys, because the Chinese police who literally stopped him for a meme on his phone, they're much better than the American fascist police who won't do that. This guy's a retard, man.
Yeah, he is. Did you watch the video of him getting stopped?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He seems. This man is really dumb.
This is a man who went to a Chinese event in Tiananmen Square. Thought it was a great idea for his little friend to show the meme of him as Chairman Mao in fucking Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
and then had the nerve to somehow come back and tell that story in a way that made America the bad guy.
Now, I can actually see that Hassan probably has no idea what happened at Tiananmen Square because he's really lazy and stupid. So he may not know about the protests and the dead kids because they don't talk about it in China. And they might have thought, my theory is they stopped him because they got a glimpse of the meme and they thought it might be a Tiananmen Square meme. And if he had said, well, did something happen here? He could have been arrested for that. You're not allowed to talk about Tiananmen Square and what happened there. There's festivals and other events that happen there, but you can't talk about the event because that's a huge no-no over there. They don't put up with that shit.
Randall asks, why do wealthy retards crap all over the country that allows them to be wealthy in the first place? You want to know the honest answer? This little shitbag here makes a ton of money shitting on America from people who actually are poor or not as well off. And as long as he's making money off of those people by telling them that it's the country holding them down and not their dumbasses donating to a multi-millionaire who comes from a near billionaire family, he's going to keep telling them that.
Plus, on top of that, he's very spoiled, very entitled. He's never been held to account for anything. So any sort of accountability he sees as oppression. He is an incredibly entitled man-child.
That's true, but I mean, not that long ago, he was saying old enough to count, old enough to mount. This man doesn't believe any of the shit that he says. He just knows it's a way to his paycheck.
Yeah.
That's it.
He does. I don't think he cares about anything except his son.
It's the same thing with Bernie Sanders, who's gotten very wealthy off this country while shitting on it constantly. But it's okay because the people he's talking to will still give him money and send him back to Congress because they feel oppressed. And you know what? Compared to these two, they are. Are they actually? No. But remember, we live in a country where Americans think that if they don't have the latest iPhone, that, oh my God, can you believe the conditions I have to live in?
Which is why it's always funny when they say eat the rich.
Yeah.
Or fuck the rich. You are the rich, dude.
This asshole has a picture out there of him wearing an Eat the Rich shirt, which probably cost more than my entire outfit, while wearing his little Gucci chain and his Gucci jacket. Eat the rich.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was the one chick that said that the other day? And she said, oh, I'm not rich.
I don't know. I do know Pokimane has a video. It's actually from like 2 years ago, I think now, where she's on a little boat with a friend of hers. And she says, and I quote, "We hate the rich."
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking of.
And he goes, "Wait, you're the rich." And she goes, "No, I mean the super rich."
Yeah. You're a millionaire, whore. Shut up. If there was a communist revolution, like a violent overthrow, these guys would be confused why they're being targeted because you're the show-off rich.
If we ever go communist, I'm going after them.
Oh yeah.
That's on my to-do list. Yeah,
it's only fair because they don't understand that they are the people that they're bitching about. They're the ones that everybody's resentful of because they are showing off their money. What? They flash it around. They flaunt their wealth at every turn, and they're really dumb.
But see, you say that, but they're not the ones people are resentful of because Hassan just goes, "Well, I'm not really rich. It's that other guy over there. It's those rich people." And the dumbasses who watch him are like, "Yeah, it is those people." This is a motherfucker. The other day, somebody pointed out that he's a capitalist. And he says this, and I'm not making it up. The clip is out there, that he is not a capitalist. He doesn't invest in the stock market. And he fast forward just a little bit and he says this, "Of course I have a 401k.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, the 401k is an investment package. It's tied to the stock market.
It is absolutely tied to the stock. I don't own any stock If you have a 401k, yeah, you do. It might be packaged in another deal, but it's stock, you dumbass.
You know who doesn't have a 401k? Me and Monkey. So like, share, subscribe, and if you're feeling saucy, hit us up because we're poor. Unlike Hassan here, I fucking hate this man more and more every day. He is just one of the dumbest people I've ever fucking seen.
Imagine being one of his audience members and hearing that I'm not in the stock market, and then hearing I have a 401k, and then going, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, which proves his audience is full of retards and middle schoolers who are,
for the record,
damaged.
If you have Hassan's money, you don't need a 401k. You actually should be in the overall market. You don't need to be doing. This man is a multi-millionaire. Yeah. And by multi, we're talking, if he's not 100 millionaire at this point, I don't believe it. There's no way he's not.
I'd be really surprised if he didn't have about 100 million or net worth. But he might just piss it away. I don't know.
But he says he's saving for his retirement.
He retired any minute.
If he retired right now, he could live the same lifestyle he's been living and be fine until he dies of his old inbred age.
Yeah.
But again, it's what some people want to hear. It's amazing what you can do when you tell people what they want to hear.
Yeah.
It's literally all the Dems do right now. Don't care about that one.
I just thought it was funny when he got stopped by the cops and give us your phones. They just complied. He wasn't like, I have a Fourth Amendment right to not have my property seized, because that's what you would expect him to say. But he's just like, here you go.
No, I don't expect that from him at all. I'm shocked he didn't call them over and go, hey, come check my phone, because he knows what the communists are really like. He knows what China's like. He didn't go over there. Look, I know he's an idiot, but he's not that big of an idiot. What he did was he knew what to do. Like, I better give this over so I don't get in too much trouble. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you there was nothing on his phone that would get him in trouble when he went to China, because if there was, he cleared it off.
Well, he probably just got a burner phone while he was there.
No, he acted exactly like I expected him to act. Because now he might pull that shit with a cop in New York, because he got caught actually breaking a crime or breaking a law, and then being like, I have rights. He's not going to do that shit in China. He wouldn't do that shit in the Middle East. And when in Rome. Well, yeah, that's the smart way not to get arrested. But why don't you tell your audience why you're such a bitch about it?
Yeah.
Instead, he went out there and told everybody, no, the real fascist police are in New York. They're in LA. They're in America. That's where the real fascists are. Hey, Hassan, I have a dare for you. I dare you to go back to Tiananmen Square and find a cop and rip open your jacket and show him your shirt featuring Winnie the Pooh with Xi's face on it. I dare you, bitch.
Then yell freedom really loud.
Go ahead and try it. Let's see what happens. Go or how about this? Have a t-shirt with the kid standing in front of the tank.
Oh yeah, and yell free Taiwan.
Go ahead. Go show me how unfascist they are. You fucking dick. Jack, do you have anything that you wanted to bring up? This is going to be I'm sorry, guys. I am trying, but I am fading fast. Anything you want to bring up before we wrap up tonight?
Are you a sleepy monkey?
No, I'm a pain monkey.
Let me check real quick. Oh, that's not good. Have you considered morphine?
Morphine just makes me sleep, man. I like morphine for that, because I've only had morphine twice. It was after my surgeries, and I woke up the first surgery. The first surgery, they actually took a piece of my hip, and so I had the pain in my hip and in my neck. and they explained the morphine to me, and I went click, and then I woke up like 6 hours later, and I'm like, I don't want to do that again, and so I didn't use it again. But then after no, actually, that might be the only time because they gave me something lighter the next time because they only did the neck. They didn't for the second fusion. They didn't use a piece of my hip.
Yeah. I saw where Trump was suing the BBC officially. Brian Stelter got a really creepy tan. And
I said, ew.
Yeah, he looks like he's wearing blackface. It's pretty messed up. And Dean Withers gets called the N-word a lot.
Does he look like Fat Albert? Not Dean Withers. Because I would imagine he looks a lot like an older Fat Albert if he was black.
Here, I'll put it in the side chat. You can look at it real quick. But I was going to see if you wanted to watch that Starbucks video.
Starbucks video.
Yeah, the dancing.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, bro.
Right?
That is not a good look.
That's on his timeline. So it's not like somebody altered it and posted it, I don't think. Because he's the one using that.
He looks like Jimmy Kimmel doing Karl Malone.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, this is some... I posted a picture of Al Jolson when I responded to Terry because that's what it looks like. Like, dude, if you just gotta find the right kind of shoe polish, as Frank Reynolds would say. Like
that is 100% not a natural tan.
No, that is spray tan.
Yep.
Or really, really horribly applied makeup. But I bet he got a spray tan because I used to work in the tanning industry, shockingly. And that's what that looks like, is he got a really bad spray tan.
It does, yeah. Spray tan, he kind of looks like the, like when Saturday Night Live or one of those shows tries to do Trump and they use a really bad spray tan.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Trump has never used spray tan. I'm sure he has. Do I think that he authentically looks like that? Probably not. Do I give a shit? No.
No, I don't care about artificial tanning, but it should look good, you know.
Well, you know, this is actually a good segue into this video because this is also cultural appropriation here.
Yeah. This is a thing. And thank you to Raj Shord who sent this to us.
My neck, my back, my paycheck is whack. My neck, my back, my paycheck is whack.
Didn't whack go out of style like at the end of the 90s?
I was just about to say that. Like, how old are you people that you're still using whack? Like, wow, that's totally tubular and gnarly, kids.
And My Neck, My Back is a popular song, which I actually like that song, by a black artist. And you guys are like, my neck, my back, my paycheck is whack. You're all white.
Kept waiting for them to follow it up with heels and toes.
Oh, wait. Somebody asked what dance that is. This is the dance of the white girl.
My back, my paycheck is whack.
That's how white people actually dance.
Yeah, that's the ugly fat girl shuffle. That's what that is.
Fucking Starbucks employees, man. You know, that's what
that pumpkin spice.
That's what you get for making a coffee house. Of course you were going to attract people like that.
Yeah. The cowabunga, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we don't hate Stelter because he's black.
No,
that's not helping him, but
I'd like him a little bit more if he came out as black. If he came out and told me he likes the Wayans Brothers movies, me and him could talk. But until then, fuck that guy. What was I going to say about Starbucks? I forget. I don't care. Fuck you and your union. Go do your job, you poor coffee fucker. Can you imagine unionizing to pour coffee?
No.
Your job could literally be done by a monkey.
Or a machine.
Yeah, I mean, coffee machines have existed since at least the 80s, where you just
Yeah.
walk up and you push a button and it spits out the coffee for you. But hey, if you go to that fat chick, she'll give you a much more expensive, grosser version of the coffee.
Yeah, with 4 times as much sugar and a dash of pumpkin spice.
But don't worry, they'll use Italian wording to make it sound better.
Yeah.
I have a lot of appreciation for whoever it was, I don't know, but who came up with Starbucks. Because dear God, was that a incredibly smart idea at the right time for that idea. On the other hand, what did you expect? This is like when not Tim Hortons, what's that, the Whole Foods.
Oh,
When
yeah.
Whole Foods, suddenly they're like, you want us to pay you guys more to work here? Well, yeah, you're a bunch of fucking hippies. TYT, when their people wanted to unionize, like, what? Why would you want to unionize here? Because you hired a bunch of dumbass lefties who believe all the stupid shit you say. Duh. Anyway, I am in amounts of pain I don't want to talk about, and I'm going to wrap up there, Jack.
That's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know it was a short one. We'll catch you on the next one. Maybe we'll find a good video that'll take us really long. I did do a 2.5-hour game stream earlier. Go check that out. Playing the new Anno 117. Graciously gifted to me by Jim Healis. Thank you, dude. I enjoyed my playtime I had with it. I don't think I'll have any more until tomorrow, but it's everything I wanted it to be so far. So, guys, I thank you for the donations, for coming hanging out. Jack, anything you want to show?
I just dropped a link to a cool video. As always, thank you guys for all the support you give us. Thank you, Oki, for the tips. And celebrate today being the last day for the minting of the penny.
Don't die before you try the new Steam Box, Monk. I actually looked at that. I didn't even look at the price because it is something I would like to have. But I don't know. You can play your Steam games on like TV. It's like a console, but Steam based.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd much rather just hook up a computer to my TV upstairs. Guys, thanks for coming, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I've been working on. No, I sang that earlier, didn't I?
Well, I don't know.
I think I might.